Hello friends, I'm greeting you this evening on my front porch, and I'm just going to let you see what I have to do in the fall time here to clean up my front porch where visitors come in, where everybody comes in when they come to our house. It's supposed to turn cold, go down into the 30s and maybe freezing, and we're going to have a lot of rain. So I just wanted to show you what happens here in America. Things that you plant in the summertime, which all of my flowers that are planted here in the front that you can see look really ugly when the first freeze comes. But they will all come back next spring. They'll totally disappear. And I guess the bulbs or the roots stay in the ground and they are hardy enough to where they come back next spring. So that is the reason I planted them here. I just wanted to show you what it looks like before you start cleaning and what it looks like afterwards. So I'll let you watch as I clean out my front little flower bed and try to get it looking a little bit better for winter time. Hopefully we'll get a little snow. We're pretty far south in the US, and the southern states in the US like Alabama and Florida, from California over to Florida, all those southern states along there, they do not get snow hardly ever. It is a very rare thing if they get freezing there, and if it does, we have a shortage of fruit for America because it freezes all the orange trees and lemon trees, palm trees, coconut trees, all the tropical kind of thing. It freezes out if it gets that cold down there. Once in a while they'll lose some of the crops to cold, but not very often. So yeah, with all of that I'll give you an idea, especially the Kenyan people, of what things look like. And already my vegetable plants have diminished, mostly from the drought we had this fall. We did not have much rain, so I just wanted to show you what it looks like. See how ugly they look? And these lanterns, I'm going to have to put those away for winter. And here I already cleaned some out in this bag that we're growing along the sidewalks here in that little space. I still have one there and they look so ugly. So I have to gather up the leaves and clip them all off. I already trimmed my rose bush. I still have this bush to trim because it hangs out over the walks too far. And then these others back here. These have a solar light on top to make them light up in the evening. So I was just shutting them off with the switch right there. It's getting dark on me. I'm going to use my leaf blower. Now I have them all out here. This is my favorite tree on the farm. Look at those glossy, huge leaves. Just huge one. Green and glossy and brown on the underside. And this tree has the finest, smallest leaves that you can imagine. It's called a mimosa tree. And it's got a bunch of little trunks, but it's a big tree. Decided to check on the woodcutters. Look at this crew. They just did all this wood. And now they're having a break. They're having a little break. And look at this big log here that they're gonna cut up. Look at there. Right here in the garden that is empty. Look at these chainsaws they were using, cutting that up and then splitting it. Let me show you how this thing works here. This is a little lever here that they pull up with a big thing and roll the wood right up here, and then this wedge comes from this way and puts it against this block right here and splits it up like that. trees. They're all tucked in for winter. Third load of wood. Easy, brother. What a good feeling to know we have plenty of wood for the fireplace. There's a chimney, and we have a nice sunset tonight. We don't often get to see one. Oh, here comes Wayne and his little bike. This whole load comes from right here in front of the porch. Just cleaning it up. And it's gonna rain. It's getting cold. The cold wind is blowing now. I think I'm done. Hallelujah. Look at it. I think I got them all off. Every last one of them. And I'm going to haul them away with that cardigan. So this whole 6 winter month that they're out of my sight. I don't like to see that. When the snow falls, it's much nicer without all that dead stuff laying here. So that's why I do it. And it's a big flower bed that we made. The children and I made this flower bed for Gerald 1 year for his birthday, and we put these bird boxes up here on this pole, and it was supposed to attract a certain kind of bird, and we may have had a few of those. It was the martins, called the martins, and they would live in colonies. That's why there's so many bird boxes up there. That's what that type of bird does. You can see it's a cloudy day today, and it's windy, and all the leaves are off the trees, or almost. There's a few, like that's an apple tree right behind me that still has leaves. Well, what do you think of this greenhouse? I just left after calling these people to see if they have the flowering cabbage, and I found a whole greenhouse full of Christmas poinsettias. What do you say? They are getting ready for Christmas already, and they expect to sell all of them to places and businesses all around. They also sell wholesale to other smaller places that would like to sell a flower like this, maybe even some flower shops. So I always think it's interesting to see what somebody like this can do. They're so good at growing plants. So yeah, I came here for the cabbage, flowering cabbage, and I did find some of those too. I'm just going to show you what I bought at that greenhouse. And I am just, you can see in the back here, I've got some beautiful flowers that can withstand cold temperatures. And I'm excited to go stick them in my pots. This lady that has a greenhouse, she grew them in her pots and didn't have any others, so she sold these to me for a reduced price. And they're so beautiful and nice, and I don't have to grow them. I can just put them in the ground. Anyway, I'll turn around and show them to you. Just look at that. And over there, there's some nice ones. There's one purple one back there. Aren't they beautiful? They look so pretty when the snow is on them. I'll show you what I did with those flowers that I got out at the greenhouse. I called them this morning and they were out of those. It's called a flowering cabbage, and it blooms in the wintertime. It can actually outlast snow and cold weather, but when it goes below 0, then they will start looking a little frozen, and yeah, they'll get a little ugly. But if you leave them in the ground till it starts warming up in the spring again, then they'll shoot like 4-foot tall little tiny yellow flowers on 4-foot tall stems. So I always like the winter fall decor of these, and also what they do in the spring, because I usually don't get my flower beds too early in the spring until it's about ready to plant, and then I usually have weeds to take out first. So this year I hope to do a garden, more of a vegetable garden than I did in the past years. So we'll see what happens, but I'll show you what I did here at the end of the driveway. But I thought it looked kind of nice at the edge for a winter. I mean, imagine that with snow on it. They're crossed with something else, probably a purple kale or something. That one looks a little bit different, and you can see the lilies on either side. That one actually has a bloom on it yet. Look at that. Got a little lily on it. This post here where the bird box is, I want to put a Christmas wreath on it, and on that side as well. And in this weather is when you get sick. Today it's 60 degrees actually, and I can't hardly believe it that it's 60 degrees. It's that warm. I can barely stand my sweater today, and the other day I wanted a sweater and a coat. So the weather is really fluctuating right now until it gets cold to stay cold. So anyway, I need to pick up the snippers over here at the coffee place. So I'm gonna go over there across the street. I need to get a little shears. There's a small tree growing in my flower bed over at the barn business. I have one big white flower head back here that I wanted to put beside their entrance door. All right, I'm over here at work, and coming in the door here in this little room. There we go. Sure enough, there it is. That's exactly what I need to snip that little tree off. And this is what this well-fitted plant looks like beside the office door. And this is my after cleaning out flower bed. Everything's gone. The rose bush is trimmed. The bush beside the walks is trimmed. And I've got some flowering cabbage in the pot. Aren't they beautiful? Look at the droplets. I have a feeling that was ice and it melted because it's warmed up now. Isn't it a beautiful flower? It's like a flowering kale. It's so beautiful. And this is what my wreaths look like after I put some red tinsel around them and put a nice red and white bow on it. It's not much, but it looks a little bit like Christmas. A few days later. What a beautiful snow that came to greet us this morning. Wow, I was so happy to be finished with my outside work and be able to be inside in the house and do my work inside, catch up all my laundry and housework. Wow, isn't this snow beautiful? I'll take you along as I go over to work and bag some coffee and stuff some envelopes at the office where our son Stan works. But I just had to take this video and show you what this beautiful snow looks like. I especially like the trees that are growing beside our driveway, coming up that little hill. Just look at that. It looks like a Christmas tree. Wow, 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 wow. Anyway, I did not see any deer this morning. Sometimes we see deer. But yeah, I just thought I'd take you along as I drive out the driveway to my day's work. And when the snow comes down like this and it's wet, it really sticks to everything it touches, especially if it cools off like it did earlier this week. It was pretty cold and it warmed up, and now it's cold again. But I'm so happy I got all my flower beds cleaned out and trimmed and stuff all carried away with my little cart, and the guys got to do the wood and stuff. So I hope you enjoy this video showing you what we did in almost a week's time getting ready for winter in America. Thank you all for watching, and look for more videos we are having a Christmas video coming up, and maybe before that a Thanksgiving one, so stay tuned. God bless you all over the holidays.
Take me back to the old dirt road where Mama and Papa used to go. Let's sing all them songs from a long time ago.